Hello, we're back here with Two Shades of Grey,
Indeed.
and we have a new guest today. Here's Neil. Neil, wanted to present yourself?
Hi, I'm Neil. I'm with them. I go to the University of Waterloo, study computer science, and I met Claudio in my first semester. He was the first friend I made at the university, and so far we've stuck with each other. So, yeah.
Have there been any major issues, or has it been smooth sailing?
There were a few, but it's
I guess
okay,
so, yeah, some arguments, but nothing too bad.
There's no knife fights or burning down someone's.
Thankfully, no. Although we were close to getting that when we first introduced this argument. I think I was uploading my first episode, and then I showed Neil this platform called Castbox, which is the one that I use for just the podcast that I listen to. No sponsoring, by the way, just the one that I actually use. And Neil realized, there's an actual count from the subscribers, and he was very shocked.
And it was shocking because every single podcast app I've ever used has never mentioned how many people subscribe to that podcast, how many people listen to that podcast, anything like that. The most I've ever seen is a rating. And so I was surprised to see this, and I told Claudio that I don't think podcasts should have numbers associated with them. The creators maybe can see how many people are listening to it, but I don't think that's necessary either. But certainly not the listener, because I think it would, if you're a small podcast that just started up, I feel like it could taint your reputation just because you're a new podcast. And it ends up becoming a popularity contest where people watch and listen to things because they're popular and not because they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I definitely feel victim of that as well. Like, for example, with PewDiePie, right? Again, it's not that I hate him or anything.
Yeah.
It's not my kind of content. Mm-hmm. But I started watching him just because of the subscribers. I was like, well, if 20 million people like what he's doing, well then, maybe there is something that's actually, cool about it.
It's actually 80 million now, but...
He has 80 million subscribers?
He has 80 million subscribers.
Is it actually, or is it 79? Because I think last time I checked it was just under...
Oh,
I don't know if he's reached it yet, but
maybe
he'll probably do some huge celebration.
And again, it's because he has so many subscribers that he was able to get so many more.
Exactly.
A few months ago.
But so should there be a way to see how many subs someone has, or could it be hidden behind, let's say, their about section?
So make it optional in a sense.
Yeah, or because when you go on YouTube and you're watching a video, then you can clearly see how many subs the person has.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Now, let's say I click on that. So let's say it's not there. I can only see the subscribe thing. And then if I click on their channel, I can go to their about or something and then see how many people actually have subbed. What do you think of that? Is that a compromise? Is there any benefit to that? Or
that might be a lot better, but I feel like the problem is still kind of there because you would still have the view counter. And if a person has 80 million subscribers, they're going to have millions of views compared to a smaller channel that might have 100.
But, what David is saying, I think that it's touching on a good point. So that if you don't actually see the number as you scroll down your feed, then that won't influence you. Rather than if you only see the number, if you actually want to see it, then it's different, right?
But you don't see the number when you're scrolling down your feed anyway. You don't see the number of subscribers. You see the number of views on the video.
Well, then I think that this can become more of a general view on, is it seeing, let's say, views and subscribers and just concrete evidence of how popular something is that bad? So are views an issue too? And is that something that kind of gets bubbled in with the sub count, or? So
we're going here talking about just having a number associated to your
because Neil
products,
also mentioned
right?
Views.
Yeah.
Because initially I was just thinking, subs, okay.
Yeah.
But then views now. But then also you get like ratios. You
you have likes as well,
there's a lot of
dislikes.
So I think like ratios are good, right? If you tell me 73% of people have liked it, that is good information for me to know.
Currently YouTube doesn't have it as a ratio. It has it just there's 3.5 thousand people that like that.
This is about what would happen if they didn't. And
but then I feel like that kind of gets into the same field as like the number of views, because you might be like influenced by, oh, this video is really popular, has 1 million views, I should click on it.
Yeah.
And similarly, if you have a lot of likes, then it makes sense because you want to watch quality content, but I think it is fairly similar. So like, how come likes can be good, but the views aren't?
Because you're not going to see how many times the video has been liked. You're just going to see the percentage of times it's been liked. So you'll see 73% of people have liked it. You're not going to see 18 million have. And I feel like that's a much better metric, because then you know of the general populace how many people liked it, and then you can make an informed decision based on that. Now, this can be misleading too.
Exactly,
right?
because this already has prejudice.
For example, PewDiePie subscribers like his content even though Claudio doesn't.
Yeah.
Sure, it can be biased, but then you can make a much more informed decision instead of you seeing a video that's just crazy popular because it's crazy popular.
Yeah.
But if you don't have views, like someone could have one view, they can like it themselves, and then they'll say, "Oh, it's 100%," and then a bunch of people can watch it, saying, it's 100%.
But when the bunch of people watch it, they will dislike it.
Yeah, but then like initially, let's say it's uploaded, then there could be like that problem.
Yeah.
So I do think that seeing the number of views, and then seeing maybe like number of people that have liked it, it gives you more of like a general sense. Okay, this is actually a well-liked video because so many people have seen it.
I see.
Yeah.
Or even if it's like 100 people, like I could send it to like family, and then they could like it, and then my ratings are like way higher.
Yeah.
And
so maybe like, so what I'm thinking is that let's say we go with like the 73% type of thing. Like, okay, we only have a ratio, but like the viewers are hidden.
Yeah.
Then algorithms will then like use views, not show the user that, but it's just for like it's hidden from them. But then it can like kind of make a video more popular by like, okay, you know what, thousands upon thousands of people have seen this video, and a lot of people liked it, so therefore it must be popular, versus like one person watching and then one person liking it, only having like a sample size of one.
You're saying that the user base won't see the number of views, but the algorithm itself will have a count, and then it will still recommend you certain videos based on that.
Yeah, because a lot of social media, a lot of like media platforms these days, it's all sorting things based on like your likelihood of seeing it, or like
interest
how
and
popular
stuff like that.
is.
Yes.
So rather than kind of showing the viewer all the views, then it would do that automatically. Like,
and I think Reddit does a really good job of
fair,
this, because on Reddit you don't actually see how many people have seen a post, but it has this algorithm that
you have
runs
the upvotes though, right?
Yes, but the way it calculates where a post shows up is based on the upvotes, the downvotes, how old the post is, how many people have seen it, and all of that considered, even though you don't see how many people have seen it. And I feel like even if they hit the upvote downvote number or gave it as a percentage instead of showing the actual number, that wouldn't change. And that's why so many people like Reddit. It's because they see the content that they want to see at the top.
Yeah.
Which is
a good point, yes. Okay, so before we just delve more into this and just get too generalized, let's try to bring it back to like what we were trying to say initially, so that we're arguing whether it's a good thing to have a number or a value associated to a video or a podcast or whatever content, or if we instead should not. And we talked about various parts of this. The first part is the platform, so like that's a variable. So YouTube or Castbox or Spotify. Another thing could be the type of content. So whether it's movies or videos or podcasts or songs, right? Do you want to have the number of plays of a song or not? And then the third thing is whether it's subscribers, whether it's views, whether it's likes, and in which form we should have those, right? So okay, I guess to start off, or like not to start off, but like to go back. Do you agree with this or not? Like, do you think that we should have a value associated to it, and then we can delve more in depth into the tree of all the various variables?
Honestly, for me, I think it really depends on the thing. Okay. But as a general rule, I would say to the public, no, there shouldn't be a value, a number assigned to the content that a person creates, because then the content can become very number driven.
Yeah.
Like you can make
Yeah.
content that gets you better numbers instead of making good content.
And we see that a lot, like now, like with the
With all
YouTube.
of the new vloggers that are coming out,
Yeah.
that's their entire principle
Yes.
of getting better numbers.
Yeah.
But I do feel like these numbers should be made visible to the creators, just the creators and not the public, because it can help them get, better sponsorship deals and like a whole bunch of stuff. That those metrics might actually be useful to them to see how to improve their content.
Mm-hmm.
But to the public, I think it will change people's opinions, and I don't think that's a good idea. Like,
So-
it forms
Okay.
people's opinions for them.
Do you think
Yeah.
that there shouldn't even be a ratio now, like with the 70?
Oh, no, the
percent
ratio is
thing?
fine.
Okay.
Because the ratio helps you gauge if the content is well received or not,
Yeah.
which is better than, like, if you have a super negative video, right? Even that's going to have millions of views, even though it's a terrible video.
Yeah. So based on the likings,
And then it'll
you
become
can
popular
gauge
for
that.
being a bad video. Like the Logan Paul Suicide Forest video comes
Yeah.
to mind, where it got so many views, even though it really, really shouldn't have.
Yes.
Because it was so popular, because
Yes.
it had so many views,
Yeah.
because everyone was talking about it.
Actually, I think that was it Black Friday by Rebecca Black.
It was just
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah,
It was
just Friday.
okay. Yeah, Friday. It was the very first video that I think had so many dislikes.
Yeah.
Or even Baby by Justin
But,
Bieber.
Yeah,
but
right?
honestly, I liked Friday because of how bad it was.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
guess
made
that
me watch it.
so like there's
It was
something
so good.
unique, right? So maybe the number of views, it still tells you something. Like like there's still something good, and maybe you may not be interested in that content specifically, but you can appreciate that there is some sort of talent that the author has or that the producer has that gets into those numbers.
But this is a very exceptional case. Like, it's not often that you have a video that has such a high dislike ratio that are
Well-
actually still good. Like, sure, this is one example. I guess maybe Baby is another. I don't think it is, but maybe it's another example.
Sure.
But this is 2 videos out of billions of videos that get uploaded to YouTube
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think sacrificing views, though, a lot of videos, people feel kind of neutral about it, or they just don't even vote. Like they might
That's
not be
true,
signed
yeah.
in, or they might just like watch a news article or something, or
Yeah.
sorry, a news
Yeah.
segment.
Mhm.
Say, oh, okay, cool, blah blah blah. Like this happened here, and then they leave.
Yeah.
From that video, but they're not going to vote on it. So then there might be a very popular video that's just it doesn't really like garner a lot of
Mhm.
likes or dislikes. People
Yeah.
just watch it, because maybe it's informative or like it's just it could be something that's going
It's-
around the
Or it's just a way to
Yeah.
spend time, right?
I think news is a good example.
and
Yeah.
then those won't really have as strong of an indicator like with their ratio because maybe like, there might be a very popular video because it's like a hot
Yeah.
topic but not like a lot of people are voting on it somehow. So then
Yeah.
what happens in that case?
I mean, I think that's a very fair point, but maybe it's so even when I watch videos, I don't like them.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just not something I do. But it's also very much because of me liking the video has no consequence right now. Like
Well-
if I like it, it's not going to make a big difference.
Okay, so this is another topic, right? Which is about everyone doing its own part,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Their own part
Like,
to actually
I-
make a change.
Disagree with that. Like I mean, sure. Like if you really look at it, if there's
One
like a million
person-
people
yeah.
liking it and one person didn't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But like then the thing is that if everyone thinks like
Exactly,
that, then
yeah.
it will never.
You gotta think
I mean,
like
I mean
change
that,
will
that's
never
true. That's
for
true. And
maxims.
I know I should like good pieces of content, but it's just that I just don't.
But like, and then here's the thing: if you only have like the likes,
Mhm.
then to someone like you want to watch it, and you don't really want to feel burdened. Like, oh, I have to like this one. Oh, I have to dislike this one.
Yeah.
Because like if you're watching, you might not
Yeah.
feel like you're
But-
obligated to do.
Exactly.
But I
That. And
also
this
feel
might
like
force that or
I
encourage
also
it
feel
more.
like if likes were more consequential, like if, for example, if all we had was the likes bar, right, and if that would genuinely make a difference as to how many people watch the video, then I would be much more likely to click like, because
Yes.
if I'm on Reddit, right, I upvote stuff because I know it makes a difference to how many people
Yeah.
see it.
Algorithmically, right?
Yeah,
the upload
algorithmic,
actually does
yeah.
change the placement in the feed.
Like right now, I don't click like because I know that the like number is shown nowhere except when you've already clicked on the video.
Yeah.
So, liking doesn't. Me watching it gives it another view, which is
Yeah.
what people are going to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a curiosity though, does the number of likes help the author in any way? Because I know that like
It does.
YouTube
It does.
pays
Like,
them based on the views, but does
yeah,
it like
I think
also
well
matter?
because it makes the video more popular according to
So-
like YouTube's
so it
algorithm.
does?
The algorithm, like nobody can know what YouTube's algorithm really is,
Yeah.
but I think that they factor in the amount of
Or the
engagement
percentage.
you have with every
Yes.
video.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
it's like
see, so-
watch time and views,
Yeah.
likes.
Yes. So it does affect it. You're saying that it doesn't, but it does, right?
But in no tangible way. Like
Maybe not to the
this is-
user
It's,
directly.
it
This
isn't
is all
obvious.
speculation.
It's very like behind the scenes.
Like,
maybe.
again, this is what we think YouTube's algorithm is. For all we
Yes.
know, YouTube's algorithm is pick a random number, recommend that video. We can't
Who
know
knows?
that.
Who knows?
We
Okay.
can't know that.
Yes. Okay, so Neil, you say that it would be best to not have a value associated to a video or any product, right? In
Yeah.
general. So like
Yeah,
movie, like in general, you think that it's best to not
Yes.
have that.
Yes.
You, David, where do you stand on this?
So I do think that seeing likes and dislikes of something like YouTube is important, or at least at the very least a ratio.
Yes, but like number wise.
So like with number wise, I really don't mind views because I just think like I can see that something is popular. It may indicate that like it's something that's interesting, but it is sort of like a bandwagon effect too. Like I see
Yeah.
a lot of people are watching it, so I should
Mhm.
I should watch it.
Yeah.
But I have found that in my experience, a lot of like very good videos have had a lot of views.
Yeah.
But I also keep in mind, like if I like search something up and I see there's only 3,000 views, I don't mind watching that one.
Of course.
But I do think that a lot of people would be negatively influenced by that. Like, oh, this one only has 3,000. I will not watch that. It must be garbage.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I suppose that if you have two videos that talk about the same thing, like how
then
to
I would probably
divide, then you
choose
would
like
choose one.
like the one with the million.
Exactly.
And it does influence me in that way.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it negatively influences me or like my choices.
Yeah.
But maybe it is. Maybe I'm being tricked by YouTube's algorithms. and-
Okay, so what is your verdict? Do you think
Yeah,
that
I haven't really answered you yet, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm fine with views and likes.
Okay, but fine does not mean yes or no. Fine is still like
Yeah.
standing on the fence. You need to be on one
I mean,
side of the
I'm
fence.
fine with them too. I
Yes.
just think it
Well-
would be better if they weren't there.
Okay.
Like this is like still an analogy that I think of nowadays. My grade 10 English teacher, great teacher, Miss Etro, what a woman. She's now in China, like being a principal, like doing great things. But she told me, or she told our class, whenever you have to choose an argument, think of it as like being on two sides of a fence, right? You're either on the left side of the fence or the right side. If you stand in the middle of the fence, you have the spikes up your, bumhole. So, so you
Okay.
saying fine still, implies that you're okay with it,
Yeah.
but you're not actually choosing a side. So, if you had to choose, yes or no.
I say keep the views and keep likes.
Okay. Okay, well, we still have three variables though. We have the views, the likes, and the subscribers. Are
Yeah.
you for all of them?
Yeah, I say
Okay.
keep it all.
Okay, and you say no.
No.
If I had to choose, it is complicated because again, of course, there are pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
This is what we're trying to find out here. I think that I'm feeling so much pressure because it's 1-on-1 now, right? So yeah, it's like-
Our friendship rests on
yeah. I think that having we have various platforms doing like various kinds of content again, podcasts, videos, movies, or stuff like that. So it does really depend. I think that it's good to have them. So I do agree that keeping them is the best thing. Although I would like to have another factor, right, that would kind of put new producers or new authors at the top as well. And if there could be a way to also not have viewers discouraged by the low number of subscribers or likes or views, then I think that would be the best compromise.
But I don't think that there is a way. It's purely psychological.
Yeah,
Like,
isn't it just
because
human
people are
tendency?
always influenced by like the
Yes.
bandwagon effect, or at least like most people are.
It's
So-
the herd mentality.
we have
So
prejudice, right?
I really don't think like there's some algorithmic way to like solve that. So it's kind of like, we can't really have, I want to have all these views, all these likes, but then I also want a way to like not discourage other ones. And maybe there's a way like, okay, we can make like less popular ones go out farther.
Exactly.
Give them
yes.
kind of like a mercy.
Yes.
Treatment
or something. Yeah.
I think YouTube does do that because every once in a while I get recommendations from channels that have like 2,000 videos.
Yeah.
But it's very, very rare that I actually click on them.
Yeah.
Unless it's something very specific, like if you search, how to paint a wall that has a gradient of XYZ in a humidity of 0.5%, then sure, you may find only 3 videos, right? Then
or
whatever.
Or more thematically, how to find eigenvectors and eigenvalues things, because no.
Is that what you've been looking at recently?
Complex eigenvalues, man. Complex
but like then if we as we were saying, if we're talking about we have like a video with only 3,000 and one that has 1 million and they're relatively similar in length and they're both pertaining to the same topic.
Yeah.
We would probably choose the one that has 1 million.
I agree.
There really isn't any compromise, I think, with this guy because he's gone.
So the only downside here is that the new authors, right, or the new producers don't get as much exposure.
Yeah.
Or do they? But is it the viewer's fault that doesn't choose them and instead chooses the one with more
I don't really think it's
views?
the viewer's fault. Like it's not an obligation for them. It's just again, it's very simple to like you go on and you naturally click whatever one is most popular because like. You think that coincides with like being the best quality.
Yeah, exactly.
If more people have watched it, it must be better.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then we get like that disparity where like the more popular ones just keep gaining just keep getting more popular.
It's like a positive
and then,
feedback
people
loop,
that
right?
are just started, they're gonna be squashed.
Yeah.
But again, like
this is like it's kind of like one of the bases of capitalism, right? Like it's like a free market and then who's good.
But this is why I love podcasts so much, right? Because I have no idea how many people are listening to a podcast. So the only way for me to find out if I like it is for me to listen to it.
Give it a
shot. But see, so at the same time, it's like I always like knowing what the podcast is about first and kind of having a review of what people think. Because then, like again, time is money, right? Time is very valuable.
But reviews are fine.
But that influences you as well. Like if you but reviews have stars, right? Often.
Yes.
So if you have like 2.5 stars. It's like, okay, but if you have 4.8, it's like, wow, I'm more inclined to go and listen to that one.
Yes, but see, there it's about the quality of the podcast, not how many people have listened to the podcast. It's not about 1,000 people giving it a 5-star review versus one person giving it a 1-star review. It's about what the overall review is.
Yes. So, if I can go back on what I said earlier, I would say that... So out of the 3 variables that we have, so subscription number, view number, and I guess like the quality of it, they can be expressed, with a sort of like ratio or stars. Then I think that at least I can name YouTube, maybe, what else is there? I'm not sure if IMDb has like a sort of a count. Probably not, right? Like for movies. Because... Currently now we're just like mentioning YouTube, right?
I mean, view numbers for movies are available everywhere.
Yes.
Actually, this reminds me, Netflix.
Yes.
You have no idea how many people have watched something on Netflix.
That's true.
It's all personally tailored.
Yeah. But see, at this point, even all movies, you don't really know how many people watch a movie. Or, I mean, you could if you wanted to.
Yes, based on the media though.
Yes, but it's not something
you
that...
don't know. Yes.
That you would know easily, right? So I think that in this case, YouTube may be the only one that actually shows you the number of views per video. Maybe even Spotify or other music applications show you how many plays that song has had. But so out of the 3 variables, I think, so changing my initial view, I think that only having the quality of it may be the best factor. But then also incorporating a sort of section that's a bit more embedded into the profile of the number of views, so that the viewer still won't be affected by that in any way, and instead just the quality is what.
Yeah, maybe just don't show it everywhere. Yeah.
Yes. Is that a compromise that would work?
Well, if it was like here, it'd be a compromise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean here?
Well, because we have kind of polarized views. And then this is
and then you're
put it behind the about section.
We have our gray area, right?
But I don't I don't know if that would be a solution to everything on YouTube, let's say. Like maybe
I mean, this is
maybe
opinionated.
maybe
Yeah, we
we're
can
completely
never know.
wrong, and there's not like an actual.
Yeah.
Like, but for us, yeah, it's a compromise.
Okay, so I think that, so kind of recapitulating, wait, that does not exist in English, right? Like summarizing, sorry.
Yeah.
There's this word in Italian that I often think of. Okay, so summarizing, we have various platforms, right? And not all platforms follow the subscriber view and count. Some only have the views, some only have the subscribers, some only have the likes. We have various types of contents, but I think that what we came up with falls through all types of content. So like movies, songs, videos, or podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and the summary is that it would be ideal to only have the subscriber count. I mean the ratio of like videos to not like videos, or just like a star count. And then if the user would like to, then they could go into the profile and see, okay, like this video actually had 3.5 million or like 200,000. And I think that this is key because then the viewer, right, won't have any prejudice as they're scrolling down their feed, which I think that is the like biggest problem, right? Like this started because we were thinking of, oh wait, like, you know, if the viewer only sees that this video has 2,000 views, then he may not click on that, or they may not click on that, and then they click on something else instead. So if the viewer won't have this option, then they won't be based in a negative or positive way into clicking on a video or podcast or song, and instead they will be rather guided by just the quality and ratings from the other people, right?
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is a good way of approaching this topic, or do you think that it should be different? Let us know on Medium, on YouTube, or wherever you're listening to this podcast. We're eager to know what you think. And until next time, have a good day, evening, morning, and we'll catch you later.
Peace.
Take care.
See you guys.